All right, hello everyone. Welcome back. Today we're just going to talk about the new trailer for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We're just going to go through, have it playing in the background. Nothing extreme, but I'm going to touch on a interesting topic that's been going through the flight sim community over the years, and I think it might be relatable to anyone if you've been scouring the forums about add-ons and different widgets and niceties, Easter eggs, or eye candy, so to speak, as it's called in the community. So let's just go through the trailer. I'll have it playing in the background, and we'll get right in and discuss a little bit about the trailer, and then a little bit about this debate that's been going on. So yes, let's get into this. So I think this is going to be a step in the right direction for more immersion for this flight sim. What's happening now is the flight simulator, franchise is now moving into more of a role play style of gaming. So if you look at this, you can see different scenes of different missions that are a lot more interactive, or at least immersified. We're going to have the same graphics carryover as we have in Microsoft Flight 2020, but having this added functionality of different missions, using some of the actual characters or people in this will really help bring a lot of life to this. So I think this is a really good step in the right direction. When you look at other games that have this real world or open world, real world aspect to it, and just look at that, it just looks pretty cool. So I'm just gonna dive right into it. The age-old unpopular opinion: flight simulators are flight simulators, and they're not video games. We don't need to have so many niceties or features or Easter eggs or eye candy. We just need a plane, a cockpit, a checklist, an airport, a runway, and an airplane to make it a flight simulator. And in my personal opinion, I think that's completely wrong. These are video games. Non-commercial flight simulators are video games. Whether you agree or not, that's your own opinion, but it is what it is. And being able to load baggage, walk through a terminal, if anything, or go through and control a jetway, I think it's a worthwhile feature to have in these video games, because that's just what they are. Microsoft Flight Simulator, their customer isn't some airline pilot. We just got to go ahead and say that up front. Their customer is not just an airline pilot. So as to some people might say, it's counterintuitive, but just as counterintuitive as may be, that's just not the reality of this. Now I'll go ahead and loop the video again, but that's just not the reality of this. It really isn't. These video games, that's just what they are. They're made for people young and old to get in and experience a piece or a flavor or a touch of aviation. And I bring up this topic because my older days flight simming, probably around flying FSX, I remember going through some of the forums and seeing that exact response, that it's a flight simulator and you don't need to have jetways integration and stuff like that. Like, or it's not a jetway or airport crew simulator. It's not a flight attendant simulator. It's not an ATC simulator. However, we see the rise of programs, extensions like VATSIM, where you can be a controller in this game and have that added level of usability going on there. So honestly, I think this new Flight Simulator 2024 is proving a lot of that opinion wrong in the way these video games are going. And that's just my opinion, but it is what it is. When you look at this and you see what's exactly going on here, is that it's just arcade. the skills can transfer over, but if I'm Delta Airlines and I partners with Microsoft to produce a flight simulator, then yeah, I don't need all these additional features. I don't need my actual pilots that I pay X, Y, and Z amount of money to learn how to maneuver and manipulate a jetway. I just need them to focus on what's in the cockpit. So that's the big difference there. And I think a lot of folks just get that mindset, the idea, oh, I have a flight simulator. I'm a pilot now. It's a flight. It's still, at the end of the day, a video game. The skills do transfer over. Not discrediting that at all, but it's still a video game at the end of the day. And I will say from my own experience, I mean, I probably have well over 1,000 hours over the years of flight sim time, but at the end of the day, that doesn't make me a crazy great pilot or a pilot by any means. I'm a flight sim pilot, if you want to call it that, but it is what it is. And I learned that because when I did actually get up and take a flight in a 172 for the first time, one, that changed the way I flew in the sim, but two, it made me realize how wrong I was flying in the sim, because you just don't have that feedback. You don't understand exactly the control limits, how the weight of everything and how those things feel. And when I got back there, I was able to fly as if I'm feeling those inputs digitally from the sim. So it's just one of those things that tends to get inflated, that it is just a flight simulator. It's not a game. It's a flight simulator. But no, it's very much so a game. So now that point's over, let's go on to back to this 2024 rendition of Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think it's a really great step in the right direction in terms of broadening the reach of aviation. Now we're shifting from you can just get in the plane and go around to you can now see and experience and engage the various levels of opportunities in aviation: search and rescue, firefighting, VIP transport, commercial pilot, even like this oil rig mission right here that's showing on screen. A lot of people don't know that, aircraft are used in this type of way. Most people, they think of pilot, they think of, Spirit Airlines, American Airlines, Delta, or US Airways, whatever. So I think that's going to be a huge plus for the aviation industry as a whole, to have this level of interest now be accessible for people in their living rooms or in their computer rooms to just get out and fly an airplane in whatever realm that they know of, like crop dusting. There are a lot of people that have physical experience in crop dusting. It's a family thing for them, or they live on a farm and there's a crop dusting airplane. And now to have that ability to do that level of mission with that level of immersion will just help the greater cause for flight sim and aviation across the world. So that's my huge nugget there with the outcome of this, or what will be the outcome of this new flight simulator. Additional, thing that I read about, seeing that this is coming so short after, and not terribly short, because historically the flight sims used to come out, I think, like 2 years or so after each other, from 2000 to 2002 to 2004 to FSX, and the add-ons for these. Now, in prior times, and this has been a thing for X-Plane, is that the softwares or the programs themselves would change so much to a degree that some airplanes work, some airplanes don't work. But I think now, in this day and age of technology, it's for the most part expected to be transferred over. That's something that I've read online, and we'll have to wait and see from the developers, Microsoft and Asobo, to get a full or 100% answer or complete answer on that. But I would not expect it to not transfer over all the add-ons that you can get in Marketplace to be available in this new flight simulator coming out next year. So with that, here's another question as to, what about for any of the deluxe versions or anything like that? Will there be added aircraft, or, will there be any benefit for transferring over any of that stuff? And I can only speculate or guess that those same airplanes will be available at that same tier, and it'll just transfer over like that. I don't know whether it be additional or, special features, who knows? But for right now, that's really all the information we have until, more PR is done to get this to get all the details out to the people. So with that, just gonna let the rest of this trailer play. That's really all I had, but I'm just, excited to see that aviation is becoming more and more at the forefront of everyday of the everyday individual, with even flight sim going to console. And you have what's that, infinite flight, or these iPad, iPhone, or mobile flight simulator video games. I think that it's a huge plus. It's a huge step in the right direction. The community is growing, people are loving it, and that's just great. That's just great for the evolution of things. It's just great for the evolution of aviation. You would think way back, just a small idea that man can fly, and look where we are now with the advent of technology. Anyone can fly from the comfort of their home. So super cool, super excited. And yeah, that's just my thoughts on this. I'll be looking forward to getting it and going in and trying it out and seeing some of the missions. Definitely. But leave a comment down in the description. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you've even ran into some of those threads with the flight sim is a flight sim. It's not a game. Just go on and comment and share, and don't forget to like and subscribe this video. Appreciate all of you, and hopefully I'll see you in the next time. I'll let the rest of the video play through. See ya.